In this lesson, we're going to cover several of the Windows utilities and utilities that are available through the Windows Store on Windows 10 to help you with development of your e-learning programs. These utilities are all available for free and are part of the Windows support package for Windows 10, and you should be able to use them to help facilitate your development processes. The first one we're going to cover is one you're probably already familiar with. It's the screen capture utility. And let's say that we want to do a lesson that has a lot of computer screens or desktop screens in it. Maybe put some hotspots on it, and have students navigate through some kind of function or do a simulation of some software that you have. Having the screen capture utility available is really handy. So let's go over to a screen. This is the KMX Direct student homepage. It gives the students the ability to move things around, to resize things to suit their needs, and is configurable to provide whatever information you want, like maybe your Facebook page for your company, or some promotional message, etc., etc. But in this case, what we really want to do is we want to get a screen capture of this thing. Let's say that we're going to be trying to teach users how to best take advantage of this home page function. In order to do that, for most computers, it's Shift and Print Screen to capture the workstation screen, the current screen. And so I've hit Shift Print Screen, and now I'm going to go back over to my author interface, put the cursor where I want the image, and hit Control V or paste, which could be right click paste or Control V, whichever you want. Let's give this slide a quick title. We'll call it KMX Direct Homepage, just so that we have a title on this thing. And that's a little big for what I was trying to accomplish, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of this ancillary text here right now. And with this, we're going to shrink this down just a tad, because that is kind of large. And now we've got the screen of the student homepage in and sized appropriately. Now, with this, I could also add some slides below and capture some additional screens to show the student what happens when you click on this, what happens when you click on that. In this case, I want to be able to provide some audio to the users, and so I don't have an audio file ready to go. One of the features and functions of the Windows operating system is the ability to go to the Windows Store, and there's lots of little utilities. One of them is called Audio Record. So if you were to go over to your Start menu and then go to the Microsoft Store and do a search for Audio Record, you're going to find it right there at the end of the list. Another one that's really good is Voice Recorder, but I found that Audio Record does a little bit better job with internet-friendly files, so I use Audio Record. You can try all the other ones here. They all pretty much do similar things, and almost all of them are free. And Audio Record doesn't put a bunch of advertising on your screen, which I like. So anyway, you just click on that, and then it'll ask you if you want to install. And once you've installed, then you can launch it. Okay, so that's how you get Audio Record, and it's right here on my taskbar. I'm going to go ahead and hit Audio Record. It'll ask you what your format is for doing an e-learning lesson online. MPEG-3 is actually a really good audio format, so we recommend that. You can set your audio quality. I just use auto because it tends to sound better that way. And then when you're ready to record, you just hit the record button. So I'm going to record a quick little statement so that you can see how this works, and then we're going to bring that file into our lesson. This is the KMX student homepage. On this page, you can gain access to any emails that have been sent to you by KMxDirect.com. It also has our Facebook page, a welcome message, and other information that you may find helpful. Okay, so now I've recorded something for my lesson. I've hit stop. It's 14.4 seconds long. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Best to put it somewhere, where you can find it later. So I'm going to put it in my examples folder, and I need to give it a name. So we'll call it intro, just so I can remember what it's called. And I'm done. I've got myself an audio file. Now, I tend to like to record all my audio all at once when I do something like this, but you can do it one at a time, or whenever you need to insert audio into your lesson. And but this is just a quick way to get narration into a lesson without having to use a third-party product or pay any additional money anywhere. Okay, so now that we've got the file created, up here on the menu, you've got the ability to insert an image. We pasted this from the clipboard, which is a lot easier than having to use a graphic editor to get that thing into the presentation. We're going to insert audio here. And we're going to upload an audio file. It's going to ask us, well, where did we put it? Well, we know we put it in our examples folder, and we called it intro. Okay, so now we have the audio file here. I'm going to go ahead and turn my volume up just a little bit so you can hear this playback real quick. It's only a few seconds long. This is the KMX student homepage. On this page, you can gain access to any emails that have been sent to you by KMxDirect.com. It also has our Facebook page, a welcome message. Okay, so you get the idea. Now we've added the audio to this slide, and when the slide loads, the audio will start to play. That's the default behavior of an audio file. You could also set it to manual play, but for our circumstance here, and almost every circumstance I've ever seen, you want the audio to start playing when the slide loads. Now, if you don't want the player controls on the screen, if you look over here to the right, you've got a thing that says hide audio here. And if I want to hide this audio so that it plays, but the student can't pause it, stop it, or restart it, and I want it hidden so it just plays, I just drag it over to that box, okay? And now I've got the image, I've got the audio, and when the student hits this page, it's gonna start to play. Okay, so let's try one more thing. I'm going to add a slide above, and we're going to make this a welcome page, just for our little lesson. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add some text. Now, you could type it out, and some of us type faster than we speak, and that's great. But there are utilities out on the Windows Store. One of them is called Dictation. And what Dictation does is it allows you to dictate a message. Now, the bad thing about it is it does have advertising on the screen when you're running it, so that's a little bit of a nuisance. But you can dictate via your microphone, and then that will turn into text on the screen. Again, you go to the Windows Store, with the Microsoft Store, and you do a search for Dictation, and you'll see it's the first app that shows up on the list. You load it just like you did the one we just did previously, and you'll have this on your screen. It's not perfect, and you do need to speak clearly for it to work well. And we're going to do a quick little dictation so we can get some text put together. Welcome to our presentation. In this lesson, you will learn all about the KMX Direct homepage. Okay, so you get the idea. Oops, I kept talking. Okay, so you get the idea, and here's my ad. That's the one bad thing about it is if you click in the wrong place, you get yourself an ad. Okay, so KMX Direct, it didn't have in its dictionary, so we're going to have to edit that. But now I've got something I can just copy to the clipboard, and this could be rather long. I mean, if you're going to do dictation to get text on the screen, chances are you're going to do it for longer phrases than that. But I'm just trying to show you how all this works. So okay, again, I just used the paste. And again, welcome to our presentation. In this lesson, you will learn all about the KMX Direct homepage. So we've got a page started. Now, again, I'm trying to show you the utilities and the function of some of these utilities for use in building your lesson. And so far, we've looked at three. We've looked at screen capture, we've looked at recording audio, and we've looked at the ability to use dictation. All three of these utilities are available for free. But let's just say that you don't have the best voice, or you don't really like dictating, or excuse me, creating audio narration, and you want to be able to create, some narration, without having to use your voice. There's a couple of really good utilities for that. I'm going to go ahead and add a slide below here. And on this slide, what we're going to do is we're going to use a text-to-speech utility, okay? And this one is called Convert Text to Speech. Again, available through the Windows Store. Do a search for Convert Text to Speech. And it will ask you which of the languages. And there's lots of languages you can load for Microsoft. I tend to like these three because they tend to come out better. What you do here is you type in what you want to be translated to an audio file, okay? So we'll try, hopefully you have learned everything you need to know about the KMX Direct homepage. Okay, so we've got that, and we know that it's going to kind of foul up on KMX Direct because that's not a common word, and it's showing you it's not a common word. Best thing to do, just put a little space there, and it'll get a lot closer. And let's go ahead now and take that and see what that sounds like as an audio file.
Hopefully, you have learned everything you need to know about the KMX Direct homepage.
Not perfect, not totally human sounding, but now what you can do is you can save that to an MP3 file, okay, or a WAV or an MP4 or an M4A. I'm just going to save it to an MP3 since that's what we're using here. And again, you're going to need to put it somewhere where you can find it. I'm keeping everything in my examples folder. And we'll just call this hopefully, so we can remember it by its name. Okay, so that file is now saved, and we can close that. This is something you can do really long text strings and get them translated fairly quickly. Not the world's best translation to audio, but adequate if you're trying to do something quick and you don't want to use your voice. Okay, so let's go back over here to the slide. Just like we did the other audio, we're going to insert the audio. We're going to insert audio, upload the audio, and this one we called hopefully. We'll add it to the screen, and we'll just say this is end of lesson. And we've got our little audio that'll play when they get to this page. Again, just trying to show you how these utilities actually work. And if you remember from before, if we wanted to, we could drag that into the hide audio here bucket, but we're not going to hide this one just so you can see the difference between the two. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and save this. Okay, so we've looked at 4 utilities, the screen capture utility, the voice to text utility. We've looked at the audio recording utility and the ability to take text to speech. So those are 4 fairly handy utilities that I use frequently. There are third-party text to speech utilities that are actually much better than the Microsoft ones that are available for free. One of them is called SpeechElo, SpeechElo. Just do a search for it on Google. We don't have any relationship with that company, but we do use their product a lot. And they've got a lot of voices, and their voices are exceptionally clear and do sound a lot more human than some of the Microsoft voices. So if you really need something higher end, or you need to translate voices into other languages. So, let's say that you've got a project where you need it to be in English, Chinese, Spanish, and French. Okay, SpeechElo, and it's relatively inexpensive. Gives you the ability, to do those kinds of translations and do them very, very fast. So again, if your client isn't demanding a professional voice narrator, or your project doesn't warrant a professional voice narrator, then speech hello is a great way to go. So you got a couple of levels here, that you can work with. Okay, now that we've saved that, I'm going to go over and look at it from the student perspective. Go ahead and refresh our screen. Okay, so welcome to our presentation. In this lesson, you'll learn everything. You'll learn all about the KMX Direct homepage. This is the KMX student homepage. On this page, you can gain access to any emails that have been sent to you by KMxDirect.com. It also has our Facebook page, a welcome message, and other information that you may find helpful.
Hopefully, you have learned everything you need to know about the KMX Direct homepage.
Okay, so now you've seen how those 4 utilities can be used to augment and improve the quality of your product. If you want to add narration with your voice, you want to add narration with a computer voice, you want to add screenshots from your desktop, or you want to use a voice-to-text dictation program in order to make it so you're not having to do so much typing. Maybe you speak better than you type. A lot of people do, and you just want to get it up on the screen and in there. These are 4 utilities that I think you'll find that you use often once you get them set up on your computer. And that will be the end of the lesson today. Hopefully our next lesson will be out sometime tomorrow. Thank you.